So hello, my name is Mr. Babb. I'm the adaptive PE teacher for Cabarrus County Schools. And if you are watching this video, it probably means that one of your children are my students. So I'm just going to give you a little glimpse on what we do in class and some modified activities for what you can do at home. So that's what basically I'm just going to present to you each week and try to show you what we do in class a little bit. One of the first things we do is we always try to stretch when we first get to class. I have my son who's going to be somewhat of a student for this. So the first one is always we give ourselves a big hug. And we try to hold it about 5-10 seconds. And we reach back, scratch your back. What we tell the kids, reach back and scratch your back. Then we'll reach up to the sky. Reach up. All right, and then we'll stretch down, touch our toes. And we'll spread our feet, try to touch the floor. And sometimes we'll try to do some little balance stretches, maybe balance on one foot, hold it for 5 seconds, hold it for 10 seconds. Okay, left foot, right foot. We're just trying to balance. Sometimes the kids might need a little assistance. Okay, we do things like squats. We just do squats with no weights. If we have weights, sometimes we'll do some weights. Sometimes we'll do one-legged squats. A little more challenging. Again, go ahead. Sometimes the students need a little help. Okay, so one-legged squats, maybe 5 to 10. Then we'll usually do some type of cardio, so we'll do a little running. So in a small space like this, what you perhaps can do is just have them run back and forth. So run, touch the wall, run, touch the wall, keep going, and just going back and forth, back and forth. You could also have them run in circles. So just run around. When you're using a small space, you have to be a little creative at times. So at-home workouts. So that's usually a little bit of our warm-up. So we usually start, we get into a little area, we'll do our stretches, we'll do a little bit of a run. Being inside, you could maybe do even more stretches. But some of the activities that we'll do would be something like kicking. So what you can do is guide your child and kick off the wall, and then return. And a lot of times they'll need a little assistance. Kick off the wall, return. Okay, then you can also take a couple cups. We use cones. We're usually in the gym, or if I bring my own equipment, have cones. You could use cups for this next one. It's just trying to kick it stationary, and the target area is kicking it between the cups. So just try to kick it. Try right foot, try left foot. Place the ball in front. Give it a little kick. There you go. Maybe try a left foot, maybe try a little closer if it's a left foot. If it's too easy, have them go back a little bit. And kick. Okay, so that's another drill you can do. Another one is just going around the cones, or cups in this case. All right, and then just kicking. And again, a lot of it is you're going to need to guide, just as I'm doing. Trying not to get too dizzy. Okay, so you're just kind of guiding around a little circle or square in this case. All right, next you get on the ground, and sometimes it's just rolling the ball back and forth. So it's just simulating, a little hand-eye coordination. So you're catching, toss, real basic. If it's just a roll, maybe just a roll, 2 hands, maybe just a roll with 1 hand. Try both hands, right hand, left hand. Try closer and go further. And maybe again 2 hands, 1 hand. Okay, so it might be just a roll at first, then it might be something where you go overhead. A lot of our activities, we do an overhead toss with a playground ball such as this. So, and you might need to give some assistance. So it's just an overhand toss with 2 hands, let it bounce, and then catch. Okay, so you just overhand toss, 2 hands, let them bounce, and catch. Okay, so we have a roll with 2 hands, roll with 1 hand each side, overhead, throw and bounce, catch. You also have things like you can play catch with something like a beach ball. You have the ability to have a beach ball. And this might be something as simple as just tossing and catching. Something simple this close. The beach ball is a little wobbly, so it becomes a challenge sometimes for the kids to be able to catch this. And again, maybe 2 hands at first, maybe underhand at first, maybe closer at first, maybe you get a little further away. Maybe if you could do it 1 hand, you gotta catch with 2, but maybe 1 hand underhand, maybe 1 hand overhand. Okay, so that's another little activity you can do. Tennis ball throw. This one is a little more challenging, but if you're watching this particular video, we have definitely introduced this activity in adapted PE class. So many of you are going to need to possibly put the ball in the hand of the student, turn them to where they need to be, and now you're throwing at a target. This particular target is the wall. So you can perhaps use the wall. If you want to use a tennis ball, you go back to your beach ball. Okay, and you could practice perhaps throwing the ball 2 hands off the wall, and then have them go retrieve it, come back. Again, 2 hands perhaps, throw it off the wall, and catch it. A little easier with the beach ball, a little more difficult with the tennis ball, which I'm going to show in a second. More. All right, that's good. And then tennis ball, a little more challenging. Probably gonna have to put it in their hands, probably gonna have to raise their hand a lot of times and help them with the throw. So go ahead, throw. Just give it a throw. Now it's gonna be challenging for them to catch. Keep doing a few more. You're gonna have to help them with the throw, most likely with the catch as well. Next, you can also do some beanbag toss. If you don't have a beanbag, you could use you could also use, hold on a second. So you could also use something, just a little sandwich bag, put some napkins or paper towels in there if you don't have an actual beanbag. So like a beanbag toss, that's all it is. It's just a simple, just taking a beanbag, tossing it. Usually we like to toss it to an area, try to give them a target. You could do whatever you like. If you want to do an area, toss it between those two red cups right there. You take your homemade beanbag again, just toss it. You want to try to just toss it to an area. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Some kicking, some catching, some throwing, some hand-eye coordination type of drills, some beanbag stuff, and that just gives you a little idea on some of the activities that we do in adaptive PE class. Obviously, you could go as short or as long as you want with these. These videos are usually about 10 minutes long, and we will see you next week.